In front of the imposing corporate headquarters, a crowd of bodyguards suddenly appeared, blocking a black sedan. The car door opened, and a tall, handsome man stepped out. He then turned around, opened the door on the other side, and helped a young lady out of the car. Her name was Lin Xintong, the daughter of the chairman of Hongfu Group, while the man was Zhou Mo, a bodyguard hired by her father to protect her. Because Lin Xintong was blind, Zhou Mo had to stay close to her at all times. At that moment, Zhou Mo's phone rang, and Lin Xintong's fiancé, Qi Shan, was on the line. He had been detained by members of the board and was calling to warn Xintong not to attend the board meeting. Lin Xintong was determined to rescue Qi Shan, but the bodyguards at the entrance refused to let Zhou Mo in. Fearing for her safety, Zhou Mo gave her a necklace with an alarm function and instructed her to press it if she was in danger. As Lin Xintong reached the meeting room, someone grabbed her and forced her to the table, demanding she sign a share transfer agreement. Someone sneered, "Your father died unexpectedly. Such a large group cannot be managed by a blind person. We've discussed it and decided to manage it for free." Sensing the danger, Lin Xintong pressed the alarm necklace Zhou Mo had given her, but the bodyguards threw it aside, forcing her to put her fingerprint on the agreement. Zhou Mo, hearing the distress signal, immediately broke into the building and took down all the guards with a black umbrella. As they tried to escape, they hid in a safe passageway but were recognized by pursuing guards who identified Zhou Mo. Zhou Mo fought fiercely to protect Lin Xintong, suffering serious injuries himself. Lin Xintong was unconscious when Zhou Mo took her back home. When she woke up and saw Zhou Mo, she immediately demanded he leave, stating that he was fired. However, Zhou Mo played a recording from Chairman Lin, proving that he was hired at a high price to protect her. To verify her suspicions, Lin Xintong ordered Zhou Mo to take off his clothes to check his wounds. Zhou Mo was puzzled but complied, revealing multiple scars on his body. Feeling one scar, Lin Xintong became more convinced that Zhou Mo was the killer of her father. Zhou Mo, angry, let her touch more scars, explaining that injuries were common for a bodyguard. Qi Shan was released, and Yue helped him clean his wounds. Although Qi Shan told her to keep her distance, Yue moved closer, saying that Lin Xintong couldn't see. Lin Xintong then found Qi Shan and expressed her doubts about Zhou Mo, wanting to call the police. Qi Shan comforted her, pointing out that her blindness resulted from a head injury and that rest was needed for recovery. Unable to sleep, Lin Xintong suddenly remembered a camera in her father's study. She cautiously approached Zhou Mo's location, where he wouldn't have been noticed. However, just as Zhou Mo was about to leave, Lin Xintong accidentally bumped into a book. Zhou Mo instinctively caught it, instantly revealing himself. Realizing Zhou Mo's presence, Lin Xintong grew even more certain of his involvement in her father's death. Yue and Qi Shan arrived, having heard the commotion. Lin Xintong asked Qi Shan to take down the surveillance footage from the bookshelf. Qi Shan hesitated, but Zhou Mo offered the footage to Lin Xintong. Yue, making an excuse that she needed a card reader, took the footage out of the room. Her and Qi Shan's expressions aroused Zhou Mo's suspicions. After watching the footage, Yue told Lin Xintong that no one else was in the footage except for her father, and urged her to believe that his death was accidental. Qi Shan tentatively asked if there were any other cameras in the house. Lin Xintong shook her head. Qi Shan comforted her to rest, then took the footage from Yue. Reluctantly, Yue said she had already deleted the parts that were unfavorable to Qi Shan. Qi Shan quickly reassured her of his trust in her. Zhou Mo returned home and untied a man who had been bound to the sofa. It turned out that this was the real Zhou Mo, and the imposter, Qin Maxiao, had been a business partner of Lin Guofu. Due to a failed collaboration, Qin's father died tragically. Qin Maxiao had assumed his friend Zhou Mo's identity to approach Lin Xintong and find evidence to avenge his father. To keep Qin Maxiao out of danger, Zhou Mo had been tied up at home. The next morning, Yue pretended to care for Lin Xintong but deliberately handed her a bowl of hot porridge, nearly causing her to drop it. Zhou Mo caught it in time and reminded Lin Xintong to be careful. Yue, claiming to have met the Lin family's housekeeper, Wang Ma, suggested that Lin Xintong go find her for information, with Zhou Mo naturally following as her bodyguard. On the way, Lin Xintong tested Zhou Mo, hinting that he could push her while crossing the street to clear any doubts. Zhou Mo replied that if he wanted to harm her, he had already had countless chances. When they arrived at Wang Ma's house, Zhou Mo sensed something was wrong inside and asked Lin Xintong to wait outside while he checked. Inside and outside were ambushed, and Zhou Mo dealt with the threats inside, only to find Lin Xintong surrounded by several men. In a critical moment, Zhou Mo rushed over and saved her. During the rescue, Zhou Mo was injured by the numerous enemies. Lin Xintong felt the blood on his back and realized he was hurt. Zhou Mo carried her back home and immediately contacted the Lin family's private doctor. Qi Shan blamed Yue, saying she shouldn't have put Lin Xintong in such danger, worried their previous efforts would be in vain. Yue reassured him, planning to blame everything on the debt collectors. When Qin Maxiao woke up, Lin Xintong thanked him for risking his life to save her. Qin Maxiao replied that it was his duty, but Lin Xintong emphasized that it did not clear him of the suspicion of killing her father. Sitting alone on the sofa, she recalled moments with Qin Maxiao. Zhou Mo approached Qin Maxiao, advising him not to risk his life for Lin Xintong. 2 years ago, Qin Maxiao almost died saving Lin Xintong, and now he was injured again because of her. Qin Maxiao insisted Zhou Mo not interfere. Hearing their voices, Lin Xintong groped her way over to inquire about what was happening. Qin Maxiao lied that he had kicked a chair and helped her to rest. Watching his back, Zhou Mo sensed that Qin Maxiao had become deeply entangled. Qin Maxiao taught Lin Xintong how to eat independently, and she quickly found the best position for the utensils, which brought him a sense of relief. At least, when he wasn't by her side, she would be less likely to get hurt. Just then, a servant came to report that Qi Shan had arrived with people from the funeral home to discuss the arrangements for Lin's father's funeral. The funeral staff introduced 3 burial sites to choose from, and Qin Maxiao ultimately chose the one in the Western Mountains, located halfway up the hill, with beautiful scenery, convenient transportation, and even a view of the sea. Lin Xintong agreed with Qin Maxiao's suggestion and chose that burial site. Qi Shan proposed to handle the funeral arrangements for Lin's father, and Lin Xintong agreed, visibly making Qi Shan sigh with relief. After the funeral, Lin Xintong touched her father's portrait, struggling to contain her inner pain. Qin Maxiao brought her a bowl of tofu soup, urging her to eat a little to calm herself down. Upon learning that Qin Maxiao's father had also passed away, Lin Xintong wanted to inquire about his father's story, but Qin Maxiao avoided the topic, clearly unwilling to relive those painful memories. Images of his father's tragic death flashed in his mind, filling his heart with a sharp ache. Lin Xintong expressed her gratitude to Qin Maxiao for everything he had done, but Qin Maxiao replied that it was his duty. Lin Xintong vowed to find her father's murderer. Qin Maxiao asked if she no longer suspected him, but Lin Xintong did not give a clear answer. The next day, a servant brought Lin Xintong a USB drive, saying it had been delivered by someone outside, then hurried away. When asked if the person had left any message, the servant replied that they had only left a cryptic statement. Zhou Mo is not Zhou Mo. Lin Xintong handed the USB to Yue, asking her to check its contents. When Yue inserted it into the computer, she found it contained a profile of a bodyguard named Qin Maxiao, detailing his height, weight, education, and other information, but with no photo. It only mentioned that he had undergone surgery, with a scar on his lower abdomen. That evening, Lin Xintong waited for Qin Maxiao on the sofa and invited him to drink with her. Qin Maxiao did not understand her intention, but Lin Xintong used the excuse that they had both lost their fathers and wanted to use alcohol to ease their sorrow. Before long, Qin Maxiao got drunk and lay motionless on the sofa. Lin Xintong took the opportunity to unbutton his shirt, trying to confirm his identity. Unable to tolerate it any longer, Qin Maxiao grabbed her hand and warned her that this was dangerous. Lin Xintong panicked, explaining that she just wanted to verify his true identity. Qin Maxiao released her, admitting that he was indeed Qin Maxiao but insisted he had nothing to do with her father's death, stating that she could send him away at any time. However, he reminded her that the people around her were not trustworthy. When Lin Xintong pressed him on what he meant, Qin Maxiao did not answer and walked away. Back at his residence, Qin Maxiao angrily questioned Zhou Mo about why he had exposed his identity. Zhou Mo, Qin's father's adopted son, was following his adoptive father's wishes to prevent Qin Maxiao from seeking revenge. Qin Maxiao forbade him from interfering and handed him a string of numbers to investigate. The next day, Qin Maxiao met Lin Xintong and told her that if she wanted to know the truth, she should come with him to meet someone. Qin Maxiao accompanied Lin Xintong to see Wang Ma. Wang Ma recalled that the day Lin Xintong accidentally fell and lost consciousness, Lin's father had asked her to accompany Lin Xintong to the hospital. Upon returning home, Lin's father and Qi Shan were in the study discussing something, and Wang Ma had served them tea. Yue was also present. After hearing Wang Ma's words, Lin Xintong was shocked. She was certain that Qi Shan and Xia Yue were both in the study at the last moment of her father's life, so why had they lied, saying there was only her father in the surveillance footage? Qin Maxiao drove her home, and after a long silence, Lin Xintong apologized, saying, "I'm sorry," but Qin Maxiao replied that she did not need to apologize, as he could not bear it. While Qin Maxiao was changing clothes in his room, Lin Xintong groped her way in, saying she wanted to drink. Qin Maxiao was unwilling to accompany her, so she started drinking by herself. Lin Xintong began to suspect that Xia Yue had deceived her. Qin Maxiao asked why she did not suspect Qi Shan. Lin Xintong explained that Qi Shan had risked his life to save her in a car accident, leaving a scar on his body. Every time she saw that scar, she believed Qi Shan was the one she was looking for. Qin Maxiao felt helpless, thinking that he had risked his life to save her back then, but she mistook it for Qi Shan saving her. He sarcastically remarked, "Miss Lin always recognizes people by their scars." When Qi Shan and Xia Yue were sleeping, Lin Xintong groped her way over, startling them. Xia Yue immediately stepped in front of Qi Shan and supported Lin Xintong. Lin Xintong asked for the study's surveillance footage. After exchanging glances, Xia Yue and Qi Shan replied that the footage had been thrown away. Realizing Xia Yue was lying, Lin Xintong felt betrayed by her best friend and nearly fainted. Qin Maxiao arrived just in time to support her. Lin Xintong wanted Qin Maxiao to help her investigate Xia Yue, so Qin Maxiao took her to meet Zhou Mo. Learning that the man in front of her was Zhou Mo, Lin Xintong wanted to reach out and feel his appearance. Qin Maxiao, displeased, pulled her back, scolding, "You're a woman. Can you be a little more reserved?" Lin Xintong explained that she just wanted to confirm and did not want to confuse the two again. Then she handed Xia Yue's information to Zhou Mo, asking him to investigate her financial accounts. When Qi Shan discovered that Lin Xintong and Qin Maxiao had gone out, he became very nervous, calling her repeatedly but getting no answer. When Lin Xintong returned home, Qi Shan harshly criticized her for trusting Qin Maxiao too much and going out with him late at night, without considering his feelings. Lin Xintong was displeased with Qi Shan's attitude and clearly stated that she had the freedom to act. She then returned to her room to rest, while Qi Shan called Qin Maxiao aside, revealing that he knew Qin Maxiao was the young master of the Qin group and a top student in medical school, questioning his true motive for becoming a bodyguard for the Lin family. Qin Maxiao casually responded, saying he was just like Qi Shan, only trying to get some money from the Lin family. His demands weren't high, he would be satisfied with just a tenth of what Qi Shan was getting. However, Qin Maxiao warned Qi Shan and Xia Yue that while they could find ways to get money, they must not harm Lin Xintong. Qi Shan sneered and asked if Qin Maxiao was interested in his fiancé. Qin Maxiao boldly replied, "What if I am?" Xia Yue, foolishly interjecting, asked what would happen if they actually hurt Lin Xintong. Qin Maxiao coldly responded, "You'd better not test me. I have a bad temper and don't know what I might do." Lin Guofu's lawyer found Qin Maxiao and transferred 50% of his shares to him, as Lin Guofu had always felt guilty since forcibly acquiring the Qin group. Zhou Mo told Qin Maxiao he had obtained evidence of Lin Guofu's forced acquisition of the Qin group, which could lead to the Lin family's bankruptcy if prosecuted. However, Qin Maxiao was unwilling to do so. Zhou Mo bluntly stated that Qin Maxiao had fallen in love with Lin Xintong and did not want to hurt her. Qin Maxiao did not refute and left Zhou Mo, who then resolved to stop Qin Maxiao from getting closer to Lin Xintong. Qin Maxiao came to Lin Xintong's room, and she immediately recognized him, saying she could already smell his scent. Qin Maxiao said he had come to see if she was sleeping well, and Lin Xintong smiled, saying she felt secure with him outside. The next day, Lin Xintong received a call from Zhou Mo, who said he had found out about Xia Yui's situation and invited her out for a talk. Since Qin Ma Xiao was out, Lin Xintong followed Zhou Mo alone. Zhou Mo took her to an underground parking lot and hired 2 thugs to scare her, intending to make her dismiss Qin Ma Xiao. However, Zhou Mo did not know that Xia Yue was recording the scene from a distance and, after Zhou Mo left, paid the thugs to insult Lin Xintong. When Qin Ma Xiao returned, he encountered Zhou Mo and was curious about why he was there. After some questioning, he learned that Lin Xintong was in the underground parking lot, and he rushed over immediately. By then, the 2 thugs had already stripped Lin Xintong of her coat. Qin Ma Xiao quickly took them down and forced them to reveal that the mastermind was a woman wearing a diamond necklace. Lin Xintong realized that the person was her best friend, Xia Yue. Xia Yue was caught by Zhou Mo and Qin Ma Xiao. Zhou Mo wanted to retaliate by stripping her of her clothes, but Qin Ma Xiao refused such a despicable act. Instead, he smashed her phone and ordered her to leave. Zhou Mo, worried that Qin Ma Xiao was becoming too emotionally entangled with Lin Xintong, reminded him, "If Lin Xintong knew that her father was responsible for your father's death, could she still accept you?" Qin Ma Xiao replied, "Then she'll never know." Upon learning of Xia Yui's betrayal, Qi Shan scolded her for her stupidity. Lin Xintong directly asked Xia Yue why she had tried to harm her and pointed out that the 2 men had already confessed that she had instructed them. Xia Yue was flustered and at a loss for words. Qi Shan played a recording of Qin Ma Xiao, discussing a plan to seize the Lin family's assets. Hearing Qin Ma Xiao's voice, Lin Xintong felt deeply disappointed and needed time to calm down. While taking a bath, overwhelmed by her thoughts, she accidentally slipped and hit her head on the bathtub. Just as Qin Ma Xiao returned home and was changing his clothes, he heard a noise from Lin Xintong's room and hurried over to find her lying in the bathtub. He quickly carried her to the bed, and Lin Xintong, enduring her headache, asked if he was plotting to seize the Lin family's assets. Qin Ma Xiao remained silent, and Lin Xintong took this as a tacit admission. She told him that a bodyguard and employer needed absolute trust between them, and since he wasn't a real bodyguard, he should leave. Qin Ma Xiao, frustrated, slammed the door and left. Lin Xintong, feeling dizzy, closed her eyes to rest. When she woke up, she found she could see again. Overjoyed, she walked out of her bedroom and went to the adjacent room, where she unexpectedly heard intimate sounds between Qi Shan and Xia Yue. She pushed the door open and saw their intimate behavior. Although furious inside, she pretended not to notice anything, claiming she had a nightmare, and asked them not to leave her alone. Relieved, Xia Yue and Qi Shan continued what they were doing. After leaving, Lin Xintong could no longer contain her pain, and tears streamed down her face. The betrayal by her fiancé and best friend broke her heart. While Qin Ma Xiao was taking a shower at home, Lin Xintong found him and informed him that her vision had returned and that she had witnessed Qi Shan and Xia Yue's betrayal. However, upon seeing Qin Ma Xiao's face, she suddenly recognized him as the one who had had a conflict with her father. Qin Ma Xiao explained that he was related to Qi Shan but had only gone to change the will and had not killed her father. Lin Xintong, convinced that Qin Ma Xiao was the murderer, questioned why he hadn't admitted it before. Qin Ma Xiao, in a moment of emotion, kissed her, trying to explain the complex situation and hoping she wouldn't get involved, but Lin Xintong stubbornly left. Qin Ma Xiao drank in distress, and Zhou Mo advised him to face reality, but Qin Ma Xiao worried that Lin Xintong's restored vision would pose a greater threat to Qi Shan. The next morning, Lin Xintong was called downstairs, where Qi Shan had brought a lawyer to get her to sign a document. Lin Xintong, hiding the fact that she could see, still allowed the servant to help her to the living room. When the lawyer announced the contents of the will, Qi Shan panicked, and Lin Xintong confirmed that Qin Ma Xiao had been telling the truth. After the lawyer, Mr. Wang, finished reading the will, Lin Xintong confirmed that Qi Shan's hopes were dashed and that Qin Ma Xiao had not deceived her. The will only included 60 million in cash and 3 houses left by her father, with no mention of the shares in Hongfu Group. Lin Xintong signed calmly while Qi Shan watched in disappointment. Although she wanted to know where the shares went, Lawyer Wang said it was beyond his responsibility. When she met with Zhou Mo, He accused her of having her eyesight restored but being blind in her heart, unable to see Qin Maxiao's true feelings. He criticized her for misunderstanding Qin Maxiao and stated that Qin Maxiao was so attentive because he liked her. Lin Xintong was stunned by his words. Zhou Mo handed her a USB drive with the information he had found about Xia Yue, wished that they would never meet again, and then left. At home, Qin Maxiao was lying on the sofa in a state of despondency, the room in disarray. Lin Xintong called him and told him to meet immediately. When she arrived at the door, she handed Qin Maxiao an agreement to sign, making him her personal assistant. Qin Maxiao asked why she trusted him, and Lin Xintong replied that if he had wanted to harm her, he would have done so long ago. Moreover, Zhou Mo had told her that Qin Maxiao had feelings for her. Qin Maxiao, slightly embarrassed, quickly admitted that he did indeed like her. Lin Xintong then questioned whether Qishan was involved in her father's death. Qin Maxiao analyzed that since Qishan had just changed the will, and Lin Guofu had died unexpectedly shortly afterward, with Qishan urging a quick burial, it was very likely he was involved. Lin Xintong decided to find evidence, convinced that the murderer would have left something behind. She instructed Qin Maxiao not to reveal that her vision had been restored. In front of Qishan and Xia Yue, she would still pretend to be blind. In the living room, Xia Yue and Qishan were being intimate, complimenting each other on convincing Lin Xintong to drive Qin Maxiao away. At this moment, Qin Maxiao helped Lin Xintong into the room. Qishan and Xia Yue were surprised and questioned why Lin Xintong had kept Qin Maxiao. Lin Xintong calmly stated that since Qishan believed Qin Maxiao was after money, she would give him a chance to expose himself. Qishan expressed concern about the danger, but Lin Xintong calmly replied that she was not afraid because Qishan and Xia Yue would help her. Lin Xintong asked Qishan to host a birthday party for her and hoped to receive gifts from them. On the day of her birthday, many friends were invited, and Xia Yue and Qishan also gave her gifts. Lin Xintong mentioned her favorite engagement ring with a diamond on top. Xia Yue tried to hide the ring on her hand, but the guests noticed it. Qin Maxiao unceremoniously took the ring from Xia Yue's hand and handed it to Lin Xintong. Lin Xintong, heartbroken, said she had never considered Xia Yue an outsider, but Xia Yue had stolen her engagement ring and asked if she also wanted to steal her fiancé. Embarrassed, Xia Yue looked to Qishan for help, but he remained silent. Under the guests' ridicule, Xia Yue left in disgrace. When Lin Xintong and Qin Maxiao were alone, Qin Maxiao admired her acting skills. Lin Xintong responded that since they had been acting in front of her for so long, she wouldn't lose to them. Qin Maxiao suggested that since they had torn off the mask, they should drive them away directly, but Lin Xintong wanted to keep them around to watch them fall apart on their own. Qin Maxiao worried that Qishan and Xia Yue might resort to extreme measures, but Lin Xintong warned him not to underestimate her. She was confident that Xia Yue would soon come begging. Indeed, Xia Yue came crying, pleading with Lin Xintong to let her stay, promising to follow her orders from then on. Xia Yue was angry at Qishan for distancing himself from her, accusing him of not helping her when she needed it most. Qishan explained that it was not convenient for him to intervene at the time, and they began to discuss how to deal with Qin Maxiao. While Xia Yue and Qin Maxiao accompanied Lin Xintong to the doctor, several attackers armed with clubs suddenly appeared in the underground parking lot. Qin Maxiao quickly stepped forward to block them and instructed Lin Xintong to leave immediately. After Lin Xintong safely returned home, she anxiously called Qin Maxiao. When she saw bloodstains on his clothes, she became even more worried. Qin Maxiao reassured her that the blood was not his. Touched, Lin Xintong hugged him, but when Qin Maxiao moved in to kiss her, she quickly dodged away. Xia Yue, angry that Qishan had not confronted Qin Maxiao, informed him that she had switched Lin Xintong's medication but suspected that Lin Xintong had already regained her sight, which made Qishan very nervous. That night, Lin Xintong sneaked into Qishan's room and discovered a substantial life insurance policy he had purchased for her, intending to claim compensation in the event of her death. Just as she was about to take pictures, Qishan and Xia Yue entered, and she quickly hid behind a screen. Qishan and Xia Yue discussed how to quickly transfer Lin Xintong's 60 million, worried about the trouble her restored vision might bring. At this moment, Qi Shan noticed something in the room had been moved and began searching for Lin Xintong. Qin Ma Xiao entered, accusing Qi Shan of sending people to attack him and mocking him for not trusting him, saying he didn't want to negotiate there. Qi Shan suggested they could talk there, but Qin Ma Xiao sarcastically replied that it wasn't safe, worried about being recorded. Qi Shan and Xia Yue followed Qin Ma Xiao to the living room. Lin Xintong suppressed her anger and left quietly. Qin Ma Xiao handed them a business card, saying he knew a friend who specialized in transferring assets, then left. Lin Xintong angrily informed Qin Ma Xiao of Qi Shan's plot. Qin Ma Xiao comforted her and promised to protect her. Xia Yue found out that Lin Guofu had transferred 51% of the shares to Qin Ma Xiao and furiously confronted him. Qi Shan then found Qin Ma Xiao and threatened to report him to the police for fraud. Qin Ma Xiao calmly took out his phone and told Qi Shan to go ahead and call, reminding him that they could also investigate Lin Guofu's death. Qi Shan was stunned. Qin Ma Xiao further hinted that Lin Xintong had kept a lock of her father's hair and that the cause of death would soon be uncovered. Qin Ma Xiao warned Qi Shan to remember his debts. Accompanied by Qin Ma Xiao and Zhou Amo, Lin Xintong reviewed surveillance footage and discovered that Qi Shan had sneaked into her room to search for the hair, proving his guilty conscience. However, although they knew Qi Shan was involved in her father's death, they lacked direct evidence. Lin Xintong grew anxious, and Qin Ma Xiao promised to find proof. Lin Xintong then went to Qi Shan's room alone to look for evidence and was caught by him. She lied about coming to retrieve a seal. Qi Shan used a pen to test whether she had really regained her sight, but Lin Xintong cleverly deceived him. Qin Ma Xiao arrived and took Lin Xintong to a safe place, scolding her for taking risks alone. Lin Xintong comforted him with a kiss, expressing that she did not want him to be in danger because of her. Qin Ma Xiao responded to her kiss, saying that his feelings for her had deepened. Zhou Amo suggested that Qin Ma Xiao leave Lin Xintong because her safety was at risk, but Qin Ma Xiao insisted on staying. Lin Xintong accompanied Qin Ma Xiao to visit his mother and learned about the hardships he had gone through. She comforted him with his own words, and Qin Ma Xiao, moved, embraced her. Seeing Qin Ma Xiao in pain, Lin Xintong comforted him and promised to always be by his side. As they were having a tender moment, a man wearing a hat and a mask suddenly appeared behind them. Sensing danger, Qin Ma Xiao immediately told Lin Xintong to run. After being attacked, Qin Ma Xiao got injured, and they escaped together. Lin Xintong quickly bandaged his wound, and Qin Ma Xiao instructed her that if anything happened to him, she should stay away from Qi Shan and protect herself. Lin Xintong firmly believed nothing would happen to him. Qin Ma Xiao burst into Qi Shan's room, angrily accusing him of attacking him. Qi Shan sneered, saying Qin Ma Xiao's injuries were not serious but threatening Lin Xintong and his mother's safety. Qin Ma Xiao furiously smashed a wine bottle and threatened to resort to violence. Qi Shan pleaded and proposed a settlement, transferring the Hongfu shares to himself and leaving Lin Xintong, and in return, he would stop his actions. Qin Ma Xiao pushed open Lin Xintong's bedroom door and saw a birthday cake with candles on the table. He was moved and asked how she knew it was his birthday. Lin Xintong said she found out from his ID card. Qin Ma Xiao pretended to be angry and demanded a birthday gift. Lin Xintong quickly kissed him and asked if that counted as a gift. Qin Ma Xiao and Lin Xintong expressed their love for each other. Qin Ma Xiao asked her if there was anything she wanted, saying he would fulfill all her wishes. Lin Xintong noticed a scar on Qin Ma Xiao's waist, and he briefly explained it was from an injury he suffered as a child. Lin Xintong wished for Qin Ma Xiao to always stay by her side, just like watching the sunset with her father in the past. Qin Ma Xiao sighed that her father was a kind man. Lin Xintong kissed him, telling him she liked him too. Qin Ma Xiao held Lin Xintong tightly, and they shared a deep, emotional kiss goodbye. Sensing that something was on Qin Ma Xiao's mind, Lin Xintong worried that he might leave her. Qin Ma Xiao promised to keep his word. The next morning, Lin Xintong woke up to find a letter from Qin Ma Xiao on the bedside table. It asked her to take care of herself and mentioned that he had already left. In a panic, Lin Xintong searched for Qin Ma Xiao, only to find he was gone, and his phone was turned off. Zhou Amo, concerned about Qin Ma Xiao's feelings for Lin Xintong and how they might affect the future, heard Qin Maxiao insist that Lin Xintong should never know the truth. Qin Maxiao also told Zhou Mo he would endure 3 attacks to eliminate the threat and asked him to take care of both his mother and Lin Xintong. Lin Xintong caught up with Zhou Mo in an alley, demonstrating unexpected counter-surveillance skills. Meanwhile, Qin Maxiao engaged in a fierce fight with members of the Jixing Society, barely managing to hold his ground to ensure Lin Xintong's safety. After the battle, feeling exhausted, Qin Maxiao received a call from Zhou Mo and hurried home. Upon returning, Qin Maxiao found Zhou Mo drunk and Lin Xintong with a flushed face. Zhou Mo reluctantly commented on how formidable Lin Xintong was at drinking before leaving. Lin Xintong clung tightly to Qin Maxiao, seeing the necklace he had left her, and realized that he was the one who had saved her during the car accident. Lin Xintong discovered that Qin Maxiao had saved her in the accident, but he explained that he didn't want her to fall in love with him out of gratitude. Lin Xintong insisted that her feelings were genuine, and the two grew closer once again. Suddenly, Qin Maxiao fainted in Lin Xintong's arms. The next day, Lin Xintong found a share transfer agreement and Qin Maxiao's diary, which recorded his research on her preferences. Disappointed, she questioned Qin Maxiao. He explained that the shares had been transferred by her father, and that further investigation was needed to clarify everything else. Deciding she needed time to think, Lin Xintong chose to leave, and Qin Maxiao reluctantly let her go. While at home, Lin Xintong found a note from Qin Maxiao, realizing he cared for her but was unwilling to fully reveal his true self. Lin Xintong woke up to find Xia Yue standing by her bed and, annoyed, sat on the sofa. Xia Yue mentioned Lin Xintong's restored sight, and Lin Xintong bluntly stated that she already knew about her affair with Qishan. Xia Yue shamelessly responded, leaving Lin Xintong feeling confused and disappointed. Xia Yue warned Lin Xintong not to forget that her father, Lin Guofu, had been Qin Maxiao's enemy, shocking Lin Xintong with this revelation. She sat on the sofa, unable to believe it. After learning of the Jixing Society's failed plan and facing financial ruin, Qishan decided to seek forgiveness from Lin Xintong. Xia Yue stopped him, revealing that his relationship with her was merely to get close to Lin Xintong. Qishan claimed everything was orchestrated by Xia Yue. Qishan approached Lin Xintong, pretending to repent, saying his previous actions were due to Xia Yue's manipulation, who had made him believe that Lin Guofu would use him as a scapegoat. Lin Xintong let him in as Qishan continued to act as if he had changed his ways. Lin Xintong exposed Qishan's lies, questioning why he had stolen her father's hair. Realizing he had been set up, Qishan, despite the lack of evidence, threatened Lin Xintong viciously, saying he would continue to pressure her. As Qishan tried to overpower Lin Xintong, Qin Maxiao arrived just in time, kicking Qishan away and ordering him to leave. Qishan sneered and said the game had just begun. Qin Maxiao angrily dismantled the surveillance in Lin Xintong's room, criticizing her for using dangerous methods to lure Qishan. Lin Xintong ran away from Qin Maxiao, feeling unable to face him due to her guilt over the harm the Lin family had caused the Qin family. Lin Xintong insisted that Qin Maxiao leave because seeing him reminded her of the suffering he endured because of her father. Nevertheless, Qin Maxiao remained steadfast, protecting her. One day, during a heavy rainstorm, Qin Maxiao held an umbrella over Lin Xintong, letting himself get soaked. When Lin Xintong woke up, she found that Qin Maxiao had left, feeling both lost and relieved. Lin Xintong found Qin Maxiao and discovered he had returned to her room. Zhou Mo scolded Lin Xintong, blaming her for causing Qin Maxiao to fall ill after getting soaked in the rain. Lin Xintong rushed to see Qin Maxiao, moved by his concern for her. They kissed, deciding to stop tormenting each other, and finally reconciled. Lin Xintong received a text message from Qishan, who threatened that he had evidence of Qin Maxiao's fraud and accused Lin Xintong of killing Lin Guofu, though the evidence had already been destroyed. Qishan demanded that Lin Xintong marry him. Zhou Mo found out that the mastermind behind the malicious acquisition of the Qin family business was Qishan's adoptive father, Lu Yuanshan. Qin Maxiao used this evidence to threaten Xia Yue, demanding that she hand over the surveillance video from Lin Guofu's study. Xia Yue agreed to cooperate but only disclosed secrets about another of Qishan's companies, without handing over the surveillance video. She sent Qin Maxiao information about Qi Shan's company and asked him to erase her transfer records, reminding him to obtain evidence as soon as possible. Qi Shan planned to empty Hongfu Group and forced Lin Xintong to marry him, otherwise he would take action against Qin Maxiao. Lin Xintong had no choice but to agree. Qin Maxiao and Lin Xintong worked overtime to find evidence and finally discovered fraud in the contracts. Qi Shan's company received a lawyer's letter, and the contract was cancelled, causing his plan to fail. Qi Shan accused Qin Maxiao and threatened revenge. Xia Yue then produced the surveillance video from the study, showing Qi Shan pushing Lin Guofu, causing him to have a heart attack. Lin Guofu struggled on the ground and eventually died. Xia Yue decided to contact Qin Maxiao. Qi Shan confronted Xia Yue, blaming her for siding with Qin Maxiao and causing his significant losses. Despite Xia Yue's hasty denials, Qi Shan suspected her of leaking information and demanded that she hand over the surveillance video. Qi Shan resorted to violence, smashing a wine bottle on her head, and ultimately beat her to death. Lin Xintong regretted not believing Qin Maxiao sooner, leading to the current situation. Qin Maxiao comforted her, stating they would soon find evidence of Qi Shan's crimes. However, Lin Xintong was pessimistic, believing that Qi Shan had already destroyed the evidence. Determined to face Qi Shan, she gave Qin Maxiao a kiss and resolved to act. The next morning, Lin Xintong woke up to find that Qin Maxiao had already left, and there was a note on the bedside table telling her not to take any risks and promising to return, asking her to stay at home. Realizing the door was locked, Lin Xintong hurriedly called 119 for help. Qin Maxiao arrived at the old warehouse where Qi Shan had arranged to meet Lin Xintong. Qi Shan was not surprised, bluntly stating that he would not let Qin Maxiao leave alive. Qi Shan revealed that the idea to swallow up the Qin family business was his suggestion to his adoptive father, Lu Yuanshan. However, Lin Guofu not only didn't thank him but also forced Lu Yuanshan to turn himself in. Enraged, Qin Maxiao listened as Qi Shan vowed to make sure he died a horrible death and summoned a dozen thugs to deal with him. Qin Maxiao fearlessly took off his shirt to fight, stating he would still win. Meanwhile, Zhou discovered Xia Yue dead in her room, clutching the surveillance video, and quickly called the police. Qin Maxiao was badly injured in the fight with Qi Shan, yet he continued to fight stubbornly. One thug took the opportunity to stab his abdomen with a dagger, staining his white shirt with blood. Qi Shan sneered and prepared to deliver the final blow to Qin Maxiao. Lin Xintong screamed and rushed over to protect Qin Maxiao. Qi Shan grabbed Lin Xintong and held a dagger to her throat, forcing Qin Maxiao to kneel and beg him to spare her. Qin Maxiao knelt down with difficulty, and Lin Xintong felt heartbroken. Seeing Qin Maxiao kneel for Lin Xintong, Qi Shan felt satisfied, thinking he had control over their fate. Just as Qi Shan was about to strike Qin Maxiao down for good, Qin Maxiao suddenly countered, grabbing Qi Shan's wrist and driving the dagger into his chest. Qin Maxiao declared that Qi Shan would live to face legal punishment. Seeing Qin Maxiao severely injured, Lin Xintong cried bitterly, called 120, and held him close. Qi Shan was sentenced to death for multiple crimes. Lin Xintong prepared white chrysanthemums and came to the villa, calling out to Qin Maxiao in the dark. Qin Maxiao held an umbrella for her, and together they went to the cemetery to pay respects to her father. Finally, they found mutual love and happiness.